So guys, let's move on to another example. And here we will be using any other indicator with the Renkos and see how easy it is to recognize and use them with our examples. Here we have another indicator. This is called CCI coded OBV. So OBV stands for on balance volume, and I have coded that with the CCI. CCI is a very famous indicator, that's commodity channel index, and I have coded OBV along with CCI so that it can give us very early indications. So here we have USD JPY yen pair, and you can see when it passes down on this area and it converts to red, we can have a sell indication over here. Here we can you can see this is the area it went down, and all the way it went all the way down. See, you can trade like this, or you can trade any way you want. So here's the green area. So when it crossed up above this moving average, it went into, it broke out, and here you can have an entry over here. You can put your stop loss over here, and you can trade till the next resistance. So the next resistance is over here. You can see this over here, and here is the point where it went up and it came back down. You can either also let your profits run. You can when this area hits the resistance, you can take partial profit, 50% of your profit over here, move your SL from here to the entry point, and then let the profits run. Even if it comes back, it will hit your stop loss on break even, you will still not lose. And if it doesn't, it can still go all the way up. Here you can see another entry, a sell entry over here at this area. When it moved down, it was at green. You can enter over here at this area, and you can put your stop loss above this area, right? The recent high. So above this area, you can see it didn't break out. It went back down. So here at this point, you would not take an entry. This is the green area. You would not take an entry because you know your stop loss isn't hit. The previous entry isn't hit. So you will let the sell order ride you. So it went down. You have your first support just a few points away. You could either take the profit over at the next support, or you can let it run down to the next support. This is the next support, right? So here you can allow your trades any way you want. Okay, let's move on to another example. Here you can see a green area. So let's look at some controversial parts. Here is the green area. It went up from here. At this point, you can put your stop loss over here and let it run all the way high. You can either take your profit at this support, this resistance, this area. So your entry was at this. Let us just make a new. Either it was around. I think this one, if I'm not wrong. This area, yes, that's the correct one. This area, then it went up to the next resistance. You can either take your profit at this point, or you could have taken anywhere you want and move your stop loss from here, from this area. From stop loss from this area, you can move it to your break even and let your profits run all the way up. Now let's see how this would look like in our Renko. So Renkos are even much better because we know Renkos doesn't identify range areas, so our indicators also become very smooth. So this is where it came back down, as you can see, this area. For an aggressive trader, you can put either your stop loss over here. Let us put over area over here. So this was, you can either put your stop loss over here, or you can put this over here as well. So let's just consider we put it over here. So this is our stop loss, and our entry was somewhere at this point, I think, or this. Let me just remove the moving average for now. So the entry was at this point, right? And your stop loss was at this point. It went up, back up, then it went down. You can either take your take profit at the very first support, or you can just let your profits run. So when it hits your first profit, you can either move your stop loss to break even and let your profits run. See, you can do this. And now consider another example. We can see another example over here when it moved back up into green area. This is the area over, let's say over here, right? It's almost at the point of resistance, so I wouldn't take that. Trade. Okay, let's look at this area. So okay, just consider we take that area. Even that area, if we had taken this entry, our take profit would have been small, because we were in a lot of ranges, a lot of resistances. So this was a resistance. Another resistance would have been this area immediately upper than this. Then there would have been another resistance area at this area. But just let us suppose that we took that trade. If we would have taken that, our stop loss would have been below this area, right? So when our first take profit hits, let's suppose it was in the middle, right? We would have taken our break even to at this area. It went up to another resistance area, and then it came back down to our break even. It would have hit our break even, and we would still be in profit, because our 1 TP was hit, and the rest of our profit was taken at break even. So that is another criteria you can use. Okay, let's look at another sell area. So this is another sell area, sell indication. You can see this one, or just let's consider this one, right? If we have considered this one, this would have been our entry. Let us move to this one, right? This candle. So this candle would have been our sell entry. Our stop loss would have been at this area. Now you can see we immediately have a support area over here. Why so? Because it reacted over here. It did reacted over here, right? And when it did react over here, when the first TP was hit, you could have put your stop loss to break even, and then again you could have been in profit, right? And the key to success is to let your profits run. We already know that the biggest players, the biggest traders always have made fortunes when they let their profits run. So over here you can see another entry over here at this point and at this point, and our stop loss would have been at this area, and it would have been a very good trade. So you can use any indicators you want. This indicator is also in my profile as well. You can check this out, CCI coded volume indicator. It's a very good indicator, and you can just get it from my website, or you can also use any other indicator. This one, any other indicator like moving average. Let's now move on to moving average. Okay. You can use any moving average you want. Let's say take exponential moving average, right? So this is the moving average. Let me just get rid of this indicator, and you can trade like this. When the moving average, when the bricks closes below this moving average, you can enter at this point, and our stop loss would be at the highest, the nearest high, and let the profits run, right? Similarly over here, when it crosses above, already you know there's a range over here. This would had been a very hard, very hard entry. but still you can take your first profit at this point, let your break evens come from stop loss come from this level to above this level, and let it ride. Over here as well, you can take an entry over here. Your stop loss would have been over here. Your first TP could have been at this area. The range, you can see when it would have entered at your range, your first TP would have been hit. You can move your stop loss to your break even and let your profits run. And whatever you can try anything you want. So here you can see another entry. There was an entry, but your stop loss was here. Immediately you can see this was a range area. This is a huge range, so I wouldn't have been playing this one. But on the downside, just below this area, this is a range, but we have already crossed this area. So when we would have taken a sell at here, at this level, at this precise level, because I wouldn't have taken sell over here because this is a range, right? This is a range and it could have reacted and went straight back up, but the reaction was very small. But we as a traders, we want to be clear and want to have a safe entry. So this is where we would have been taken a nice clean entry, and our stop loss would have been here. Our next TP would be somewhere around this area. So it's not bad. It would be 100, 200 points, almost 300 points, right? Almost 300 points. And our first TP, when the first TP would have been hit, we could have moved our stop loss to break even, right? So this is another criteria. You can have taken this trade. You can, but this is again, we would have been in this range, right? So it would have been a bad entry. This can be an entry because when you entered over here, this is the next range, right? This is the next range. Why? Because let us see. So this is the range area, the upper range area, and when it went down from here, there was a big gap. There was a gap. There was a small entry over here. It went up. Yes, it did went up, but the reaction wasn't that good. Your stop loss would have been here, but you can have taken a trade over here. And you can have traded multiple times over here. You can have traded over here as well. Yeah, when you entered over here, you have the next range at this point. At this point and at this point. So this was the range you could have targeted when you entered over here. You entered over here and you could have made a little about 250 to 300 points, right? So this is how you can play. Also, please watch the next video. The next video, I use it for my trading as well, and I really love that strategy. I really love that strategy. I hope you will like it. So stay tuned to the next video.